You were saying before anybody thinks about a fall garden, spring garden.
Yeah, this is the heart and soul of the gardening adventure is composting. So any and all organic material you just save and consolidate in one location, and that'll get you started. There's a whole science to it, but the whole goal is just start doing it. You don't even need a compost bin. You can just select the location to start your pile.
Just start the pile.
Just stop exporting organic material from your property and start not only saving everything that you have, like grass clippings and leaves and kitchen scraps, but also importing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty amazing how quick you can build soil.
Okay, so you're gonna use this compost. You'll just kind of layer it on top of already the bermed up beds that you've got, or will you mix? Just work it in.
Build
just
it
keep
into the soil, just increasing fertility and organic material. And this all, you know, is stuff that conventionally would go to landfills, but that's what composting is all about. It's turning trash into treasure.
Trash into treasure.
It's gold.
Love it. Okay,
this is kitchen scraps from our kitchen and a restaurant next door, a Chero, as well as coffee grounds from foundation grounds, and there's some hops in here from the brewing process. Every weed you pull out of the garden, every bag of grass clippings, you know, horse manure, anything you can get your hands on.
And how long does it take for, I mean, obviously you're turning this pile over back and forth. How many months would it take that you'd be able to put it into the garden?
Typically about a year is about the length of time, but if it's an ongoing process, you can kind of just keep using it as it goes. You get a feel for it as you go along. But
once it gets, so can you like show a close-up of what you would be able to grab right now and put in the garden? It would be ready to...
Well, this isn't really exactly ready because you can still identify most of the stuff. If you sifted it, it would be ready to go. You could actually use this for heavier feeding crops like squash and tomatoes in the summertime, just because they're such voracious feeders. But you know, you can see eggshells. There's they say in a handful of compost like this, there's probably around 1 billion organisms. That's pretty amazing to me, you know. The biodiversity. This is the energy of the entire agricultural operation.
Right here in this pile.
Yeah. So yeah, you want to keep your ratio of at the minimum 50% carbons, which is like dry stuff, leaf litter, straw.
Straw. So over here you got your bale of straw.
Things like that. And then the other of nitrogen, which is greens, vegetable scraps. So we consolidate everything in here in these bins at first. So this is kind of like soil mixed with some mold lettuce we tore out. There's some grass that we weeded. There's eggshells, some cabbage leaves, and this is leaf mulch, which is a lot of carbon. Because if you just throw like all grass clippings or all greens, it's going to get anaerobic and putrefy, and it's not going to have the chemical reaction and balance to create a hot compost. But as soon as you mix that carbon and nitrogen, some people say 80% carbon, 20% nitrogen. It's whatever you got, you know. If you overthink it, then you might end up not doing it. So
yeah,
it's better just to go ahead and just do it.
Yeah.
Especially the leaves here in the Midwest. It's just an enormous amount of leaves.
So if you were to use the leaves that fall in your yard or your neighbor's leaves,
yeah,
and you've started a compost pile, It's not going to be in a bin or anything. Just like over there, you got it in a pile.
Yeah.
Would it be a good idea to chop up the leaves like with a lawnmower first?
If you have a lawnmower or a chipper shredder or a yard vac, that would be really any amount of chopping of anything that you put in your compost will really help it out.
Well, what if you
more
didn't?
surface area for microbes to decompose it.
Yeah, but say somebody didn't have that. I mean, it's still okay to just gather all those leaves, put them in a pile. Maybe put like a...
Yeah, I'd say with leaves, since they're pretty much all carbonaceous, you know, it's carbon, you could keep your leaves in a pile, and then you'd have a separate pile where you're building your compost, and whenever you get your hands on a bunch of greens, like grass clippings, or a big bucket of vegetable scraps, or, you know, you rip out an old tomato plant and chop it up, then you can put the greens down, and then layer some carbon, and then some more greens, and then some more. It's all about layers, like lasagna. So you don't want to put too much of one thing, but the leaves you can kind of store offhand. And even the leaves at the bottom will bring worms up out of the soil, and it's just all about not exporting organic material. Like, don't put it in the yard waste dumpster and send it away. And not only that, go one step ahead and go collect organic material. A lot of cities offer leaf mulch. A lot of farmers are more than happy to give their animal manure up, and you compost all that all together. And
just keep mixing it together and having a balance. And thanks, Nolan.
Oh,
We will cover composting at some point.